Hey guys, Mike from Pattern Traders. I want to make a quick video about the MSTx. I'll explain it quickly so you guys can see how I use it and whatnot. So it is derived from, let's just consider it a stoke, a customized stoke with a different type of behavior, modified values obviously. So there's two lines that come with the indicator itself. You have the signal line, which is the purple line, and then you have the actual modified stoke, which is the, let's just call it the gray line, silver line, whatever you want, whatever color this is to you guys, right? We have a fast line, and then we got a signal line. So off the bat, what you want to see is the colors. Most important thing is the colors. There's an algorithm that's put in place in regards to the colors. Now, if you have exhaustion on the signal line, let's do it this way. Let's get rid of the main line so you see what I'm talking about. All right, so exhaustion. It all comes down to the behavior, reaction, and the colors. Those three things: behavior, reaction, and the colors. So you want to always see, for minimal risk trades, exhaustion on the signal line, right? It's not going to always happen, but when it happens, you know that you have your stamp and that the trade is safer than not, right? So I don't know why I'm doing Bitstamp. Let's do USDT. Excuse me, guys. I still have allergies. All right. So exhaustion fires a black color on the signal line. Now, if you throw on the main line, exhaustion fires dark red and dark green, right? So now you have green, light green, which is a warning sign. Dark green is the actual exhaustion. Light red is a warning sign. Hey, get ready to short. Dark red is, okay, there's a possibility that this is the top, right? So the way that the exhaustions work is your time frame, specifically that time frame. It doesn't mean it's to bring down the house, right? You need to be able to link the time frames. I'll make a video about that down the line, but for this specific instance, when you're looking at the MSTx, you need to understand that specific time frame, the 4 hour, is calling that this might be a potential bottom. Okay, so now we start looking for longs at this area over here, right? Again, this thing, man, Jesus Christ. So we start looking for longs at this area over here. Now, let me tell you how the behavior works. You understand how the colors work. Let me tell you how the behavior works. Now, throw on your signal line. When you get an over-under like this, that's your long. When you get an under-over like this, that's your short, right? So let's call this a stoke line. Gray. Stoke line goes down. It flips. The algo fires. It flips dark green. It tells you, hey, there's a possible reversal coming out. You don't want to front run the signal unless you know how to read all the oscillators in the lower time frames, right? You want to front run the signal, you can, but you need to be able to depict what time frame is important if you're playing the 4 hour, right? So your algo fires over here. You cross the signal line over here. You don't really punt the long until you get your retest, which is here. You don't really punt the short, right? Look, watch this. So we went up, exhausted, came back down. You got your retest over here, right? You got your long over here. Let me delete everything. You got your long over here. Algo fire. Came back, crossed the line. You want to see a cross? Came back down, retest. That's your long. That's your long right here. Look, beautiful, right? Exhaustion. Start looking for shorts. Don't short, but start looking for shorts, right? Cross down, bounced, algo fire, exhaustion. That was your top, and then you died. Top, and then you died. Top, then you died, right? Bottom, then you pumped. Bottom, and then you pumped, right? So the whole point of the MSTx is three things. You want to look for the algo to fire. This is for safe entries. You want to look for the algo to fire. Then you want to look for the behavior to be on top of the signal line. You want the signal line to be under you if you are longing, and you want the signal line to be above you if you are shorting. Take that into consideration. Let's get rid of this right now. Main, signal. These are my fibs, right? Anyone can say, yeah, you throw a bunch of cute little lines on an oscillator and call it a day. No. So this red zone over here, based on formulas, and past data that we put together has a very high probability of rejecting. So usually more likely than not, when the algo fires and you are at this area, at this red zone, wherever you are at this red zone, you have a high probability of reversing. If you are at the gray zone, if you are at this gray zone, it's a neutral zone, meaning that if you're above it, you're bullish, below it, you're bearish. I would not take any signals in here. I wouldn't take any long signals if we're just jerking off like this in here, right? Consider that consolidation, raging, chop, whatever you want to say, but just don't take any signals when you're in this area. So let's put the stuff back on the lines so you see what I'm talking about. All right, so when you are close to the red, more likely than not, you are going to reverse, right? It respects it very well. Respects it very well. You know, don't take it blind, obviously, but I'm just giving you an additional visual for confluence, right? It respects the lines very, very well. Okay, let's go to the lowers. Oh, before I even get to the different time frames, I want you guys to know that the way I play the MSTx is every single time frame works for me. There is no better time frame than the next. It's about you getting comfortable and being able to put together what time frames work best with each other. Does a 15-minute work in sync with the 30? Can the 30 bring down the 1? Can the 1 bring down the 4? That's the main question you learn. So I'm a price action trader, where I learned how to trade via price action. Ever since I learned how to read oscillators and patterns, I use price action as a secondary, and now I strictly look at my oscillators. I know it's crazy and people are gonna make fun of me, but it works, man. It works. Oscillators paint the picture. Price action gives you, oscillators paint the visual. Price action gives you basically the precise entry, right? Because of the wicks, the candles, the highs, the lows, the deviation. You can't see that in an oscillator. But the oscillator will tell you that we are ready for a pump or a dump. Look at the monthly real quick. Let's go to Bitstamp because it has more data. No, what am I doing? Yeah, right here. So look at this, man. Exhaustion. We cross over Stoke. We crossed over the signal line after the signal line was exhausted, and then we retested it, right? Look at this beautiful retest, man. Look at that. And we went up. So now, hypothetically, where do we reject? We rejected here. We rejected here. So this should come down, man, and meet the signal line. Now, whether it bounces up, all right. Whether it breaks down, who knows? But I'm not here to project where this is going to go. All I know is that this is a monthly time frame, so you're talking about maybe 6 months. 6 months to, yeah, probably 6 to 8 months. Let me see. Hold on. This was 7 months, but we're already at the curve, so let's take the middle. Let's take the middle. Wait, hold on. Hold on. We're at the curve already. 4 months. Ideally, 4 months, this thing should actually kiss, right? More likely than not, if this signal line surpasses the top of this gray, we're going to officially be bullish. Not that we're not bullish now, but that's going to be a really strong bullish trend. That's just the way it works. Go to your weekly. Understand why I actually shorted. Oh my God, this stupid. All right, so you're going to see why I shorted. Other than the short signal here and the long signal here, which doesn't really matter, right? Look, a short signal came here, but look how big this gap is. You're not going to short this. Anyway, short signal came here like this. Now you know why I went big. I exited all my spot. I went big on shorts. You're going to see the 5-day in 2 seconds. I'll show you the 5-day after. So the way the Stoke works on a higher time frame is when you get an exhaustion on the signal line, plus you're under the signal line with your type of exhaustion, you're more likely going to dump, right? So now what do we see here? We see that this has the potential of bouncing, which I think is going to happen. It's going to bounce here, right? And it's going to go back up here and meet this and get rejected and come back down, which is going to create your 3 top pattern. And then this, wherever this is 14K, 15K, 16K, 13K, 12K, wherever this top is, whatever this is, right? Wherever that is, it will die. It will die. It will come somewhere down here, and it's going to reset the whole thing. It will come down here, consolidate, and then do whatever it's got to do, right? But I'm not here to tell you where price is going. I want to tell you where price is right now. So, bull run behavior, right? Look at this beauty. Look at this beauty, man. Exhaustion, crossed above, retest. That was the 2014 bull run. And whoever caught this made millions, man. Right? So look at this behavior. Crossover, retest, bull run, right? Stugatz, it's not a bull run. It's the biggest fake out in the world, right? This is bull run behavior. So anyone that says this is a bull run doesn't know their ass from their elbow. Excuse me, guys, but I mean, like, come on. There's a visual here. If you can't see it, then what do you want me to tell you? This is a bull run. This is bull run behavior. We never dropped under. We never dropped under the gray line, the gray box ever. Once we did the crossover, we never dropped under the gray zone ever. Bull run. We kept hitting the top until we basically made a top and died. And how do you catch this top? You have to go to a higher time frame. Let's see, does it work? So you have your exhaustion, you're over, you're under, then you cut top out over here. Let me see. It doesn't, unless you go to the monthly again. The monthly crossover worked. The monthly crossover worked, and the monthly crossover worked. Yeah. Once you cross down the monthly, that should be your stamp, because it's such a high time frame, so you're not gonna really get over unders. You know. This is actually beautiful, though. I can't even argue. All right, so that being said, go back to your, what were we, weekly? Yeah, so I'm anticipating a pump up over here. I don't anticipate that this is a bull run at all, because this is bull run behavior, right? We never dropped under. We died. We dropped under this, the gray zone. We made a top. It went back down. So now all we're missing right now is a third top. 1, 2, 3, excuse me, and then dies. And then it's gonna probably come and recontest this whole bottom over here. So if you're spot buying or swing trading, you want to see that, you want to see this type of behavior on the higher time frame, right? Signal line exhausted. For the signal line to come from here and go all the way down, you're probably talking about a year, man. A year. Let me see. Oops. Yeah, 6 months. Yeah, give or take. Alright. Let's get rid of this. 3 day. Over under. Ooh. Ooh. Beautiful. God bless the man who caught this. Ooh, beautiful. Right here. Yeah, you see how well it respects the fib lines? I mean, I'm not going to make this up. See how well it respects the fib lines? See how well it respects the fib lines? Over under. Ooh, beautiful. I got fucked here, guys. So I played this range beautiful. I caught every single top and bottom in the range. And then when we pumped up, I shorted again, bro. So I got fucked here. I shorted. This is like a little bridge that connects the two heads. So, well, the two shoulders. So, based on patterns, right? This is creating a similar pattern to this, where it's going to go up. But the signal line is so close, that's going to slap us. Now, if we get above this signal line, don't touch any shorts until we get back to the red zone, right? All right, that being said, go to daily. Beautiful exhaustion, rejection at the spot. Called that to the T. Boom, boom. Over, under. Over, under. Over, under. Over, under. Right here. Yeah, consolidation and cross up. Okay, now let's talk about how we trade. Now you get the idea of how MSTx works, right? Let's talk about a trading strategy. Why can't I delete this? Jesus Christ, man. 4 hour. All right, so what do? Get my TMA bands on, because that's how I play. My favorite setups. Print this. Copy paste this. Stamp it. Put it anywhere you want. You get these signals. You take them blind. You take them blind, right? Exhaustion, cross above, retest. It's the bottom. It should be at least a 5% move up. I don't know what that is. 5, 6, 7% move up. 6% move up. And you want to automatically target the equilibrium, right? You want to save some for the top, save some for the top. But it respects the bands very well. The 4 hour and the 12 hour bands get respected very well, guys, in case you didn't know. So I don't advise that you neglect it. Treat the lines as possible ceilings and possible floors and whatnot. So my 4 hour is my go-to. If I get a 4 hour over under, I go pretty fucking heavy. Sorry, I didn't mean to curse. I go pretty heavy. If I get a 12-hour over under, I go. Well, I'm not gonna even tell you what I do, but you know what I'm talking about. I increase my leverage significantly. I take the risk because more likely than not, it's gonna pan out. The probability of it not panning out is low, right? So you're not gonna get a reversal that easy after your 12-hour turn bullish, man. It's hard to turn the 12-hour and flip it back to bear after turn bull, right? It's very hard. It's a high time frame, right? High time frame, right? So see these beautiful over-unders. You want to be under the signal line or over the signal line when you're punting shorts and longs. There's also one actual feature that John added. It's called smoothing. Right? It makes everything look cleaner. I don't use the smoothing because I like the volatility better. If you have smoothing off, you get more pokes, better visual on my end. But smoothing makes everything cleaner and gives you a cleaner outlook on where price could potentially be and where it could possibly be going. It actually changes the algo as well. So some people like to swing, or they like slower trades. They're gonna do smoothing. I don't prefer it. I like to be in and out. So I keep this. So look over here, right? There's no algo fire. Once you put smoothing on, the algo fired, right? But it caught that. So again, it depends on what you like, man. You know what I mean? I can't tell you how to trade or how not to trade. It's just that I prefer certain stuff. Look, there's an algo here fired at smoothing. If you take smoothing off, there's no algo here. You would have been able to scalp it up if you'd like, right? So anyway, so let's just tell you how I trade this. I'll give you a perfect setup, what I did, what I do. All right, I punted longs here. Why? Because of this. Currently, this is I'm in this position right now. I'm in a swing long from here. Let me show you. So I got into this over here. Stop under the wick. I'm at 390. Where am I? 390. That's where I got in. 390 and 410. Okay. So now what I'm doing is, because I'm swinging this, I'm targeting my 4 hour. So my 15 minute gave me an over under, right? And then I went to my 1 hour. Let's just highlight that 15 minutes so you see what I'm talking about. So this is the area. Let me just delete all this and do it again. Oh my Jesus Christ. Hold on. So I'm going to highlight this area. This is what made me get into a long, what made me punt a long. Alright? That area right there. So automatically I went to my 30 minute and my 45 minute. I'll tell you right now. So my 30 minute looks beautiful here. Over under exhaustion. Okay, cool. 45 minute for confirmation. Beautiful, right? Alright, if I get my 1 hour, it's game over. Oh, I got my 1 hour too. Right? Over under. Right? Game over. I'm confident. Now, usually when I get into a trade on the 15 minute, I scalp it. I get out at the equilibrium. At least 70% or 50% off here, and then I target the rest remaining for the red, right? But because I'm swinging this, and the reason why I'm swinging this is because we had a shift in trend. What I mean by shift in trend is we dumped out of the bands. When you dump out of the bands, look, dump out of the bands, you go back in, you retest, you get slapped by the 50x shorts. Again, don't forget, the main strategy when using the pattern traders model is you want to scalp between the 50 and 50, right? 50x shorts, 50x longs, play the ping pong in between, and just exit at your ceiling and exit at your floor. Like, there's no reason to hold the position after this, and there's no reason to hold the position after this. You can if you want to be risky, but more likely than not, you just earned yourself significant RR. Anyway, so that being said, I swung this because we had a shift in trend. We went out of the bands, went back in, rejected, came back out, and now we're slowly grinding up. I'm not saying that this can't dump back down. Could do whatever it wants, but right now I'm taking the chance, and I'm swinging this. So when I entered this position on the 15 minute and my 30 and my 45 were perfectly in line, I went to my 4 hour. How does my 4 hour look? All right, so most important, if it was over here with no algo, I would have been scared. I would have been like half risk. But because I have an algo fire over here, right? I'm willing to risk it for the biscuit, right? So ideally what you want to see is this type of behavior to punt heavy longs, because you know that we're going to go up, look, the top of the bands, and then it died, right? So it does like ping pong, man. It goes to the top, it hit the 25S. So ideally right now what it's going to do is going to give me ideally, I'm not saying it's going to do this, but this is the behavior that it likes to do. Tap the 25S, revert, and go down to the 25X long, which is going to give you your over under. That's what it likes to do, and then it goes up, right? That's the behavior that as pattern traders we registered. But anyway, in this instance, we're taking a different approach. So I punted longs in the 15-minute, and now what I'm targeting is my 4-hour equilibrium. And why am I doing that? Well, I'm doing that because my lowers line up. My 15, 30, and my 1 hour all are in sync, and I want to target that 4-hour equilibrium. More likely than not, your 4-hour equilibrium is your ceiling and your floor. You shouldn't break under it easily, and you shouldn't break above it easily. You're always going to consolidate around that area. Off the first attempt, you're not going to just break above it and just go up. It's not going to happen. So your 4-hour equilibrium should be your, let's just call it your scalp top or your scalp bottom, right, for your floor. Always look at that, label it, know where it is. Here, I'll give you a visual. This is your 4-hour equilibrium, which also is in sync with your 100x shorts. 4-hour EQ. All right, boom. Let's go to the lowers now. Where does that lead us? 30-minute. Do we have confluence there? You know what we could do actually? Let's put a little fib over here. See where that fib lines up. All right, 618 brings us to this specific OB over here. I like it. And then the the OTE brings us to this area over here, which is a 25. I like it too. So we have a lot of confluence that we're going to go back up, man. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of that. Let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of this because we don't care. Everyone knows how to use fibs. The goal is to understand how to use these indicators. So your 4-hour equilibrium is over here, right? 4-hour EQ. Always put that on your map if you're intra-trading or if you're scalping, so you know that's your ceiling. Or that's your floor. Right? So as long as you're trading below it, you're bearish. As long as you're trading above it, you're bullish. That being said, when you're consolidating under like this, under the 1 hour, unless you get above this, don't talk bullish to me. Don't talk bullish to me. Everything is a scalp long until you get above the 1 hour equilibrium. Don't even think of targeting the 4-hour equilibrium unless you are above the 1 hour. The 1 hour right now, to me, based on the TMA bands, is bearish no matter what happens because we're completely suppressed and under the equilibrium of the 1 hour. All right, so go back to your Stoke. Where is my Stokey? Stokey. Okay, so based on this pattern over here, it gives us absolutely no information. All I'm seeing is that the signal line is pointing up. See this? And the Stoke is pointing up. That being said, I do anticipate a little bit more upside. Whether it goes up, whether it goes up to the 4-hour EQ or not, I don't know. But my main eyes right now to target is the 50x short and the 100x short. If you want to go on lowers, you want to target the same thing, 50 and 100. Ideally, I always play the 15 no matter what happens, because for the 15 to come all the way up here, that means that we had a shift in trend, right? That's just we had a shift in. So chances are the 15 will not break above these two levels over here. So you could just stick to your 15 and watch it while you're looking at your Stoke to see where the Stoke is. So one more time, how I scalp, I enter right here, above the over under, and then I try to target if I'm swing trading and I'll grab my entry from the 15, I will target my 4-hour EQ. Very simple. My 4-hour beautiful entry will be if I have something like this, but I don't have it right now. So if this thing goes up and rejects and comes back down, and this thing does this over under, then I will go extremely heavier than what I am right now, and call it a day. That's a guaranteed, not guaranteed, but a high probability trade. Minimal risk. 12-hour. How does a 12-hour look? Let's get rid of this because we don't need this now. Yeah, it's in La La Land, man. Like there's nothing here. At least you had exhaustion here. At least you had an over-under here. At least you had exhaustion here. Yeah, this is just like jerking off right here, man. It's chop. The real move hasn't happened yet. Put it that way. The real move has not happened yet at all. So I do anticipate that this is going to either go to 11,000s. We have not tapped the 12-hour yet. We need to, man. We need to. I'm being honest. We need to tap this 12-hour. We have to. And we haven't touched... Oh, we did actually. I take that back. We tapped it over here. So more likely up than down, man. Based on behavior over the TMA. One more time, guys. Time frame. I play all the time frames. I don't really care for the MSTx time frames. They all work great. If you want to use it with the RSX, which I do, it's your stamp, 4 hour. I'll show you exactly one more time how beautiful it looks. Over, under, you got your cross. Once you got your retest, it's your stamp. You have your exhaustion, up from here. If you get a retest, punch your longs even harder. Here we go. Short, I'll go. So RSX gives you a stamp. Your Stoke gives you your entry. I'm going to repeat that a million times. Over, under on the 1 hour. You have your cross. You're looking good. You have your cross. You're looking good. You have your exhaustion. You have your cross. You're looking good. Right? You have exhaustion. Exhaustion, cross. You're looking good. Exhaustion, cross. You're looking good. It went up for a retest. Ooh. Double top and then died. All right? RSX cross. RSX cross in the 1 hour and the 4 hour are beautiful, man. This is pretty much the setup that you need to make money. Get your liquidity bands out, your levels, get your TMA bands out, get your buy-sell signals. Again, I use my buy-sell on USDT. I see a lot of members using it on BitMax and Bitstamp. I don't know if it works well or not, but I use it on USDT, back-tested it. It works very well on USDT. And combine it with the Stoke and RSX, man. Come on, like it's beautiful. You know? Look at this cross right here. We get above the 1 hour EQ, this thing's gonna fly. It's gonna fly over here, man. It has to. The 100x shorts is way too close to the equilibrium. Look at this thing. This thing's like jerking off in between this range. It's super annoying. Super annoying. Terrible. Such chop fest. I mean, that's pretty much it, man. In hindsight, just look for over-unders. I know no one's going to see the videos. I mean, not no one's. I know limited people are going to see the videos, so I'll try to make a 5-minute condensed video, but those of you who actually care to learn and make money, just look for this. You could play this. You could play the crosses, just half risk them, right? The RSX crosses work, but the Stoke crosses, half risk them. You want to see the over-under, this. You want to see this right here. All day or night, this. Meaning the signal line to be above you. Like if this signal line goes back up here and it turns black and we're right under it, short it, man. Right? Basically the reverse of this. If you get this on the upside, short it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, DM me. I'll try to get the RSX video out within a couple of hours.